Good morning, it is Sunday the 23rd of April and it is a wet and dull morning, but I've already been really busy, so I'll just quickly show you what I've done in the home garden and then we're heading to the allotment because there's lots of jobs to do. So one of the first things I've done is cut down some of the bolted cabbage, so I need to strip those of their leaves. In this bed I've added some very tiny little Florence fennels. I've got one on there, and on the other side of the purple sprouting broccoli got another couple. But most of the work has been in this bed, not really work. I've just plonked things in. So I've direct sown some spring onions in there, and then the space that had those cabbages in is now full of beetroot, radish, spring onion and celery. So each one, other than the radishes, which the slugs don't seem to be bothered with, is covered with a drinks bottle. The elephant garlic in the way there. Or some kind of covering that I'm hoping will keep the slugs out, because I already did put some beetroot in here and the slugs completely took them. So they do like the beetroot. Oh no, here's one. Oh, here's one that's exposed and on its own. Right, I need to find something to cover that one. And I also put my first kales in, and they are the Nero. So I've got 4 of those there. And then if I spin round to the back bit of the garden, I put a couple in here too, which may end up being rather sacrificial, I think. So I was up early doing that. Then I've already driven to the allotment and dropped off some stuff. Came out, walked the dog, have come back here. Now that the phone is charged, I can take you down to the plot, and we're going to plant second earlies, some main crop potatoes. We're going to put in 2 fruit bushes. We're going to weed a bit. And is there anything else? Well, there's always things to do, isn't there? So off we go. Now, just on my way down to the allotment, I'm passing a house where a lady lives. We call her the plant lady. She has an actual name, but I'll call her the plant lady for the purposes of this. And she sells plants on her front to raise money for ovarian cancer. Her mum is the person who knits most of the jumpers that you see me wearing. But I thought we'd just have a look and see what she's got for sale, because this is the first kind of lot that have come out. We've got some broad beans. Well, we don't need any more of those. Lettuces we're fine for. What's that? Parsley. Oh, peppers. Sweet peppers. I do need sweet peppers. Let's have a look what they are. Sweet pepper keep warm. Oh, so no variety. Keep warm. It's not keeping warm out here though, and they're getting very wet. Sweet peas we're fine for. I'm sure this looks like grass. I'm sure it's not. Geum, I think I'll pick those up on the way home, because I don't need them for the allotment, I need them for the home garden, so hopefully they won't be sold by the time I'm heading back. But yeah, it's great. I mean, that is just a little table, but in the middle of summer a whole front will be full of plants. Oh. Shush. Dory. As I was saying, her whole front will be just full of plants, loads of annuals and things. So, and it's going to a good cause, but it's also probably the cheapest plants that you can possibly buy. So it works for everybody. And sometimes she gets hostas on there as well. I just bumped into the plot steward, told him I was heading back, and he said, "Oh, you are brave in this weather." But stuff needs doing. I do feel like I've run out a bit of time with the potatoes. So 23rd of April and 2nd earlies are going in. Is that okay? Well, it is what it is. Let's go let ourselves in the gate. Right, I've done a bit of weeding, and as I was going round, it was really nice to see that some of that cover crop stuff is starting to shoot. Let me find a good bit to show you. Obviously now I can't see anything. Oh, here we go. So I'm hoping these are cover crop things and not weeds. But yeah, we shall see. Anyway, I'm going to get on with putting the potatoes in now. So I've cleared the second half of this bed that the first earlies are in. So I'll show you the first earlies. So this is where the second earlies are going to go. Here's where the first earlies are. So I've got my Marispard and Red Duke of York over here. And they're still covered in the straw and some of this wire grating. But they are starting to come up. There we go. Just peeking through. But that's good, because I was a little bit worried. On the other side, we have what looks like volunteer potatoes. So I wonder if this is the bed that the previous tenant would do his potatoes in. So we'll see what comes of those. Now, in terms of the second earlies, I'm going to do something slightly different. So I went traditional for the first earlies and dug trenches, but then I did put the rabbit bedding on top, which is less traditional. But this time I'm going to follow Liz Zorab's no-dig method and place the potatoes on the top of the soil. Now, I might cheat slightly because there's the cardboard and then the compost, so I might titivate the soil and perhaps just dig slightly through the compost so the potato sits, the cardboard, so the potato sits in a kind of cardboard hole, and then the compost is either side, and then on top of that I'm going to put the rabbit bedding and also grass clippings. So my mum has struck a deal with the local church that I can collect all their grass clippings, which sounded brilliant until I realised quite how much grass clippings they produce regularly. So we'll see how that arrangement goes. But I've got plenty right now, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So it'll be the soil, the potato, cardboard around it, compost around it, and then the rabbit bedding, and then the grass clippings on top. And that's the plan for the second earlies, and also I'm going to put in one of the main crops. So I treated myself to another main crop, so I'm not going to put in the two that I originally bought just yet, they're still chitting, but these ones, the chits are so big they need to go in the ground, and these are salad blue main crop. And I did want a blue potato, so I went for it. There's only 8 of these. I say only, I think I've only got 6 of the other varieties, but then 12 in total. But yeah, I'm going to have a lot of potatoes. But I'm going to put the second earlies in this bed and then have a look around and see where I want to put these main crop ones. Okay? And if you're wondering why Dory is being unusually quiet, it's because she's got her daddy Mark here. He seems to be having a break, but he has done an awful lot, so still this massive pile of stuff to get rid of once a skip comes. But he's got his greenhouse up and he's created a little path and 2 beds in there, and he started digging the beds. So yeah, progressing well. So as you can see, I haven't quite buried them. I just sort of sat in a little hole in the soil. So now I've got 2 rows. These are the Charlotte, these are the Saxon. And I'm just going to cover, there I go again. Just going to cover with the rabbit bedding now. Okay, that's 2 bags of rabbit poop on either side. So it needs to be thick enough that you're excluding the light, but also loose enough so that you're not going to have some impenetrable layer that the shoots can't get through. This is also, of course, insulating, which is great because we could still have a frost and those shoots could then potentially be damaged. Oh look, my entire family is coming down. That was a nice visit from the family, but now I'm going to put on the grass clippings on top of the straw, and I'm also going to earth up the potatoes, the first early potatoes as well. There we go, second earlies in, first earlies mulched. The grass clippings were a bit damp, so actually that's good for weighing down the straw and wood chip. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. I have got this line, well, whole growing space up the middle between the potatoes. So if anyone's got any good ideas for what you would grow between potatoes, I'd be keen on hearing them. Okay, let's get these ones in next. So my last job for today is to put in these 3 plants, 2 of which are mystery plants. So this one I got from the vacant plot at the end of the site. I think it looks blackberry, but if anybody knows, clearly they'd put it in a pot, so they wanted to do something with it. So it's not just a weed, hopefully. And then this one from the garden centre the other day, soft fruit mix, not particularly helpful, but a bargain, and looks a healthy plant. So if anybody knows what that leaf is, do let me know. And then lastly, this one is named, this is a red currant. I do already have one of this variety, I think, at home. But again, looks healthy and stuff, so it was a bargain. It can go onto the plot. Now this is where my plum tree, goji, oh gosh, what else did I put in here? Gooseberry and blackcurrant. So I could put another red currant, say here. Maybe the blackberry at the back, because then it can scramble up the, whatever we call that, pampas grassy thing. And then the mystery one, maybe over there. Yeah, really am just plonking things in now. But the rhubarb that I got from the vacant plot is looking okay. I think that's taken. I pulled off the flowers that were forming, so they needed to go because I need the energy to go into the roots. And the kale that I put in, so the Taunton Dean kale, it seems fairly happy there so far. And all these lovely wallflowers, which are hopefully bringing in some pollinators, or I can't see any now. Well, oh, there's one. What we have seen on both mine and Mark's plot is lots of crows. And we think what they're after is nesting material. So there's a lot of like old catalogues and telephone directories and things that were dumped on Mark's plot. So they've been taking those, and I think they've been having a go at my cardboard that is emerging from under the compost. Or what I will say is where I've planted the potatoes, the cardboard had broken down, so that's really good. Okay, let's get these in and then lunch. Okay, done. So I've put the blackberry thing at the back next to the bulrush, or what I think might be a blackberry thing. He's back there, and then I put the red currant here. So the black currant's that one. I'm going to have to label these. I did notice there's a little hole here. Who's been digging there, I wonder? Anyway, good. Oh, shall I put some straw around these? Come on then. Final job.